Welcome back, folks. Today, the topic of interest is 8 reasons why people fail, part 7. So, what we've covered up until this point is 6 major reasons. So, what we've covered is being a perfectionist, making excuses, allowing yourself to be distracted, caring too much what people think, a lack of application on the things that you know, and procrastination. Today, we're going to be covering the people that you hang around with because your peer group, the people you spend time with, have a large influence on the values that you obtain for yourself, and that in turn influences the decisions that you make long term. So it's kind of like you may be thinking, like, the people I hang around with, they don't control me. I'm different. There's always one person who thinks they're different. Look, this applies to everybody. It's kind of like when you go away to a new city. You go away to a new city and they have a different accent. When you come back, you obtain or you take on the accent of the people that you're spending time with. It's a natural thing because it's a natural thing. It's part of human survival. You mirror the people that you're around. So our lives will normally tend to be a reflection of the expectations of the peer group that we spend time with. So in any peer group that you have, in any quote unquote group of friends that you have, or any tribe at evolutionary level, they all have unconscious rules to remain in that tribe. You have unconscious values to live by. So values that will be rewarded and values that will be punished. So for example, in my particular social group of friends, every single one of us is either an athlete or trains in the gym to some degree. So all of us are in the gym and we're training. So that's one thing that we value, health and training. So if, for example, I was not to show up to the gym for like 2 days in a row, one of the people in the group is gonna message me and be like, Josh, where you at? They're gonna leave me like a whole voicemail. Where you at, Josh? Why aren't you training? Right? They won't let you rest. And we all do it to each other. When someone's missing, we send them a little voice note, where you at? Right? But in turn, when we're all training and somebody's doing well and they're about to hit a personal best, we all flock to them when they're about to hit the personal best and we all start clapping and screaming and cheering for them. Right? We all reward each other when we're pushing each other to do better, and we quote unquote punish each other when we're not putting in the work, when you're not showing up to the gym. It's a form of punishment, right? It's a form of punishment to remain within the tribe. So we're all holding each other to a certain standard. Now, the reverse is true. Like, let's say you have friends who are into destructive things. So they're like getting hammered every weekend. They like complaining about their lives. They're like not doing anything to move themselves forward. What tends to happen is that they will celebrate and reward when you participate in those particular behaviors. So when you're doing destructive things, you're getting hammered, you're doing daft things, they'll be celebrating. They'll be like, ha, 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 that's so funny, ha. They'll be taking those Snapchat pictures, ha, great night. They'll be laughing with you. They're like, oh, that was so great. We should do that again, right? They'll be happy when you're complaining. They'll be happy when you're whining. They'll be like, yeah, yeah. They'll be feeding it. But let's say you come to a point where you're surrounded by people like that and you're thinking, you know what? I want to do more for myself. I want to transform my life. I want to have a bigger vision for myself. What your friends will tend to do is they will be trying to drag you down. So whenever you're trying to do something that goes against the values of the group, naturally there will be resistance. There will be resistance. And they don't resist it because like they don't care about you and they want you to stay down. They resist the change that you're trying to make simply because they want to feel like you still have a place in their life. Because if they feel like this person's moving forward and they're doing something else, I feel like I'm losing them. They feel like they're losing you. But you've got to come to a point where you make a decision of what is it that I want, and am I dedicated to surround myself with the people who are going to line up with that. Now, of course, I know that's not always possible. Not everybody will have friends that line up with the values that you want to hold or line up with the direction that you want to go as of yet. What you can do at this moment in time is you can think, okay, if I want more for myself, what do I need to do? I can start reading books. I can start watching videos like Josh's. I can start feeding my mind the correct information, because when you start feeding your mind the correct information and you set course for your life, you'll start to meet people who are in line with where you're going. But it starts off with you moving in that direction. And then when you look at your peer group and you need to start thinking, who am I putting on limited association? I need to spend less time with these people. So I'm not saying you got to cut everybody off. Don't be going to your friendship group and say, Josh told me that I should put you all on limited association and cut you off. You don't cut off all your friends straight away. Don't be doing that. But what you want to do is you want to start taking a step back and then making sure that you're prioritizing yourself and doing what you need to do. And one of two things is going to happen. It's going to be a litmus test to the quality of the relationships that you have. So one of two things is going to happen. When you start making changes and you're starting to make progress for yourself, the people who really, really care about you, who are really close connection with you, will normally take interest in what you're doing. And then you can become a person who starts influencing them to do the same. Or number two, they won't want to change and they'll stay stuck in the ways and the relationship will die because you become a completely different person and you have so little in common with them. That's what's going to happen. But you have to be mindful of where you're spending your time, because it will show. It'll show. You may thinking, not me. It'll show. Every single one of us who were influenced by the people we rub shoulders with. You've heard that quote. You know, you hang around with 4 smart people, you become the 5th. You hang around with 5 rich people, you become the 6th. You hang around with 6 wealthy people, you become the 7th. Right? You are who you spend your time with. So that's the idea for today. You guys take care. I'll be back tomorrow for part 8 of the 8 reasons why people fail. Peace and love.